Welcome back to the deep dive for your daily AI update. Ready to jump into some fascinating AI news?
Absolutely. It's incredible how fast things are moving.
I know, right? Let's start with how companies are using AI to keep their employees happy. I mean, who would have thought AI could help with employee retention?
Yeah, it does sound a little counterintuitive, doesn't it? But it's not about replacing humans, it's more about using AI to make work better for everyone.
One of the articles talked about AI predicting employee turnover. It's like an early warning system.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not just about knowing who might quit, it's about understanding why they might be unhappy and doing something about it.
So instead of just reacting to resignations, companies can be proactive.
Exactly. AI can analyze all sorts of data like engagement performance reviews, even emails. It can pick up on patterns that humans might miss and then flag potential issues.
So it's like AI is giving companies a heads up saying, hey, this employee might be on their way out. Better check in with them.
That's a great way to put it. And it's not just about preventing people from leaving. AI can also help create more personalized rewards and recognition programs.
Oh, that's interesting. So instead of just a generic bonus, AI could suggest something that the employee actually
Right,
wants.
it could be extra vacation time, a specialized training course, anything that really motivates that individual.
It's all about tailoring the experience to the individual. And speaking of tailoring the experience, we also saw articles about AI helping with work-life balance.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
I mean, everyone's always talking about work-life balance these days.
And AI can actually help people achieve it.
One article mentioned AI being used to monitor workloads and flag potential burnout risks.
Right, it's like having an AI coach keeping an eye on you, making sure you're not pushing yourself too hard.
It's like AI saying, hey, take a break, you've been working too much.
Exactly, it's about promoting a healthier work environment.
Okay, so we've talked about AI in the workplace, but let's zoom out to the global picture. What's happening with the competition between China and the US in AI?
It's heating up, that's for sure. We've seen reports of Chinese companies like Tencent making some serious progress in AI development.
And they're directly challenging the dominance of US companies.
No doubt about it. They're investing heavily in research and development. Plus, they have access to massive amounts of data, which is crucial for training AI models.
One article even mentioned Tencent claiming that their new AI model is faster and cheaper than its American counterparts.
That's a bold statement, but it shows how determined China is to become a leader in AI.
And how is the US responding to this challenge?
They're definitely taking it seriously. We saw an article about Microsoft pushing to change AI export restrictions. They're arguing that restricting AI exports to allied nations is actually pushing them towards China.
It's a tough balancing act,
Yeah.
right? You've got national security concerns on one hand and the desire to stay competitive in the global AI market on the other.
It's a complex dilemma for sure.
But what's clear is that AI is reshaping the geopolitical landscape.
Mm.
It's not just China and the US, it's a global phenomena.
Yeah, companies all over the world are pouring resources into AI development. Apple, Google, Amazon, they're all in the game.
It's like everyone recognizes the potential of AI to change everything. Speaking of changing everything, did you see that article about AI being used in scientific research? The one where a scientist used Google's AI tool to confirm years of research on superbugs in just minutes?
Yeah, that was incredible.
It's amazing how AI can accelerate scientific discovery.
AI can analyze huge data sets and identify patterns that would take humans years to find.
It's like AI is...
Absolutely, we have to be mindful of the downsides.
We saw articles about job displacement, the spread of misinformation, and the ethical challenges of AI development.
Those are all valid concerns. One article highlighted how universities in China are incorporating DeepSeek, a leading Chinese AI model, into their curricula.
That's interesting. So they're not just focusing on the technology itself, they're also teaching the next generation about the societal implications of AI.
Exactly. It's about preparing students for a future where AI will play a major role.
And then there was that article about teleperformance using AI to modify the accents of its Indian workers.
Yeah, that one raised some eyebrows.
It brings up questions about bias and cultural sensitivity in AI.
It's a reminder that we need to be very careful about how we develop and use AI.
We need to make sure it's used ethically and responsibly.
Absolutely. We can't just let the technology run wild.
We need to have these tough conversations and set clear guidelines.
Otherwise, we risk creating more problems than we solve.
One last article I wanted to touch on before we wrap up this part. It was the one about the dead internet theory.
Oh, yeah, that was a thought-provoking one.
The author argues that the internet is becoming less about human connection and more about consuming AI-generated content.
It's a valid concern. We are seeing more and more AI-generated content online.
News articles, social media posts, even music and art.
And it's getting harder to tell the difference between human-created content and AI-generated content.
The author even coined the term AI slop to describe this low-quality, algorithm-pleasing content.
It's a bit of a bleak picture, but it's something we need to think about.
Are we heading towards an internet where everything is generated by algorithms? And what does that mean for human creativity and connection?
The author suggests building smaller online communities that prioritize human interaction over algorithmic feeds.
It's an interesting idea. It's about taking back control of our online experience.
And it's a reminder that we need to be active participants in shaping the future of the internet. We can't just passively consume whatever the algorithms feed us.
This has been quite a whirlwind tour of the AI news landscape, from the workplace to global power plays to the future of the internet itself.
It's incredible how much AI is impacting our world.
And we're only just scratching the surface.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive, where we're digging deeper into the latest AI news.
In the last segment, we covered AI's impact on jobs and the competition between countries. But there's so much more to explore, like AI agents.
Yeah, these digital helpers are getting a lot of attention.
They can do all sorts of things, like gather information and make decisions on their own.
It's like having tiny AI employees working around the clock.
We saw articles about them optimizing databases and even designing websites.
That website design one was really interesting. Imagine an AI tweaking your site based on user behavior.
And it's not just websites, they can act as personal assistants too.
Right, managing your schedule, filtering emails, booking appointments, all that stuff.
It sounds like they could free up a lot of time and mental energy.
But there are concerns about security and privacy. We have to be careful.
One article stressed the need for explainability in AI, basically being able to understand how an AI agent makes its decisions.
Yeah, if we can't understand its logic, it's hard to trust it.
And what about the potential for misuse?
That's a big one. We need safeguards and regulations to prevent AI agents from being used for harmful purposes.
It's definitely a fascinating and complex area. We're entering a world where AI agents will be everywhere.
Augmenting our capabilities and changing how we live and work.
Speaking of augmenting capabilities, let's talk about large vision models, or LVMs.
Oh yeah, these are changing the game in computer vision.
They're trained on massive amounts of visual data.
And they can do amazing things like object recognition, image generation, and video analysis.
It's like AI is learning to see the world like we do.
And even better, in some ways, they can spot details and patterns that humans might miss.
We're already seeing LVMs being used in industries like manufacturing, security, and retail.
In manufacturing, they can catch defects on the assembly line. In security, they can identify potential threats. And in retail, they can personalize shopping recommendations.
The possibilities seem endless.
Imagine a smartphone that can identify any object, translate any sign, or create realistic images from your descriptions.
That sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
But it's becoming reality thanks to LVMs.
And it's not just about vision. There are also multimodal AI models.
These models can process both text and visual data.
It's like they're combining language and vision just like the human brain.
And these models are getting smarter all the time.
We talked earlier about Microsoft releasing new multimodal models.
It's exciting to see how this technology is advancing.
Now let's switch gears to something completely different, AI and mathematics.
Oh yeah, that article about AI solving a 60-year-old math problem was mind-blowing.
It used reinforcement learning, basically training the AI to play a complex math game.
And it came up with solutions that human mathematicians hadn't even considered.
It's incredible to think that AI could unlock new mathematical insights.
And the potential applications go beyond pure math.
The article mentioned using these AI-developed algorithms to predict rare events like earthquakes or pandemics.
The implications for disaster preparedness and risk management are huge.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey so far. We've seen how AI is impacting the workplace, scientific discovery, the internet, and even math.
And in the final part, we'll delve into some even deeper questions. The philosophical and existential questions about AI and what it means to be human.
Welcome back to the deep dive. It's time to wrap things up with a look at the bigger picture. You know, the philosophical side of AI?
Yeah, the stuff that makes you really think.
We've talked about AI in the workplace and science, but now let's consider how it's impacting our understanding of what it means to be human.
It's a big question for sure.
One thing that caught my eye was the use of AI to enhance human creativity.
AI, writing music, creating art, even writing poetry.
Can AI really be creative, or is it just mimicking what it's been taught?
That's the debate, isn't it? Some people say it's just a tool reflecting human intentions. Others believe AI could eventually develop its own sense of creativity.
One article talked about how AI tools can help artists and musicians generate new ideas. It's like AI is expanding the possibilities of human creativity.
Right, and that's both exciting and a little unnerving.
It challenges our assumptions about art and expression.
We're used to thinking of creativity as a uniquely human trait, but AI is blurring those lines.
And it's not just creativity. AI is also being used to study human emotions.
Yeah, can you believe
The
that?
machine's trying to understand our feelings.
There are AI systems being developed to analyze facial expressions, tone of voice, even physiological data, all to figure out how someone is feeling.
That could have huge implications for fields like healthcare and education.
Imagine an AI therapist that can adjust its approach based on your emotional state, or an AI tutor that can tell when a student is getting frustrated.
But there are definitely ethical concerns as well.
We have to be careful about potential misuse, manipulation, invasion of privacy.
It's a powerful technology, and we need to use it responsibly.
No doubt about it.
So it seems like AI is forcing us to confront some pretty fundamental questions.
About what it means to be human, about consciousness, about the future of our species.
The line between human and machine is becoming increasingly blurred.
It's uncharted territory, and we need to have these conversations now.
We need to think about the ethical implications of AI and make sure we're steering it in a direction that benefits humanity.
I think this deep dive has really highlighted that.
We've covered so much ground, from the practical applications of AI to the deeper philosophical questions.
It's been a fascinating journey.
And I hope our listeners have found it insightful and thought-provoking. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep an eye on the ever-evolving world of AI.